Groove evening, Space Cats, and welcome to this cosmic character deep dive, all about the rhythmic reporter from among the stars, Ulala from Space Channel 5. Let's begin with a history on the creation of this cosmic kitty and see how she came to be. Ulala was designed by Mizuguchi after Sega told him and his team to create a game for the casual female market. At the same time, they didn't want to alienate the male market. Research was done to make the perfect reporter. After interviewing young women at the time, Mizuguchi concluded that while men wanted women to be attractive, women valued personality. However, they didn't like the female character to be too pretty, otherwise they'd get jealous. His research, not mine. Keeping this in mind, Mizuguchi had Ulala's CG model remade multiple times, trying to find a balance to make her attractive but not too seductive. It's a bit awkward reading that interview. They gave her a somewhat male-like, casual, and carefree personality. For example, she just didn't care if her underpants showed a bit while she danced. I don't think that's as empowering as they thought. You can try to claim otherwise, but a panty shot is a panty shot. Ulala was also designed by character designer and art director Yumiko Miyabe, who had created characters for the Virtual Cop series. In an interview, she stated that a significant inspiration for designing Ulala came from Barbarella, Star Trek, and the recently released The Fifth Element, helping her find inspiration for that retro-futuristic theme Ulala was meant to have. Then Yuta made a concept video showcasing her fighting robots. Afterwards, the concept was changed to replace kicking with dancing to defeat her foes. And that's the rundown of this cosmic reporter's creation. Sega wanted Ulala to be Sega's next big mascot in America. They hyped this girl in Space Channel 5 up. She was supposed to have her own show on MTV, which, despite positive reception, never made it past its pilot. There was also a movie planned that never came to be. Finally, she was supposed to present the awards at the 2000s VMAs, which never happened. And aside from Sega's awards that was supposed to, we have nothing to show. It really seems like Sega wanted Ulala to succeed. However, this failed because sales of Space Channel 9 weren't what was expected. Also, the Dreamcast bombed. At least they made an impression and cemented her status as an icon with whom they cast to voice her. In Japan, Ulala is credited as herself. This is for all games she appears in, including spin-off titles. Her voice actress is supposedly Minoko Ukumura, the current CEO of Grounded Inc. Her English voice actress, and the one that shaped her in America, was Apollo Smile. Apollo Smile was a pop singer, songwriter, and media personality, who is best known for appearing at anime conventions, cloning herself as the live-action anime girl. Smile has retired from voice acting, but that didn't stop Grounded Inc. from asking fans to try and find her, and reach out to her to reprise her role. She rejected the offer, but I think the lengths that are taken to find her again should be appreciated. A voice actor is rarely so iconic that a company would go to those lengths to try and receive them again, even after retiring. And that gets us to our current voice actress, Shirami Lei, who was chosen to portray Ulala in Space Channel 5 VR Kinda Funky Newsflash. She is a professional actress, best known before this for her roles as Lucy in Fairy Tail and Makoto Nijima in Persona 5. She brings charm and fun to the character, and I hope she gets more chances to portray her version of Ulala. Now that we've gone through creation, who is Ulala in the Space Channel 5 universe? Ulala was born May 30th, 2477 at 1:18 a.m. Her blood type is B, and she's a Gemini. If you go by the Ketsuki Gata in regards to the blood type, then Ulala is a passionate, fun, creative, and wild person who can't stay bolted down to one place. She might also have a short attention span and be a bit self-centered. As for Gemini, Geminis are both expressive and social, having a fun personality overall, but can also be serious when needed. I think these match Ulala. While it does look like she enjoys her job as a reporter, she still takes it seriously and isn't afraid to uncover the truth. What we know about Ulala's past is that she was orphaned during a spaceship accident. When she found out his Channel 5 reporter had saved her, she made it her goal to find them. This is why she became a reporter for them in the first place. 10 years later, she has become their top reporter. The only other tidbit we get from her past is that she would watch Galaxy Kids News, which was hosted by Tachibana Shinichiro, and that gets us to her personality. Turns out there's a special guidebook only released in Japan called the Space Channel 5 Gyun book, and the Space Channel 5 Part 2 Sugoku Sugoi guidebook, which includes these in-universe interviews from the cast, along with other stuff that we'll get into later. I would recommend checking it out. It's interesting and fun read. So let's look at those interviews. In an interview with Pudding, a rival reporter from Channel 47, she states that Ulala's favorite food is roasted space duck, but she can't handle spicy foods. She also knows that Ulala has a crush on Jaguar, to the point where just mentioning his name is enough to pique her interest. When asked about her weaknesses, Pudding states that if she ever had to fight her, Ulala is afraid of deafening silences, which she believes comes from the trauma of being in a spaceship accident and drifting in space when she was younger, although she does think that this fear has started to fade away. She also claims that Ulala would throw a tantrum if she sneers at her. In an interview with Noise, her co-worker, he states that she has difficulty hearing people because she's always wearing her headphones. He does point out that she'll still acknowledge people trying to speak to her, but needs them to repeat their words. He knows that Ulala will get excited if Jaguar appears. She also likes Peking Duck. He also explains that Ulala's white outfit in part 2 is just her orange outfit from the first game turned inside out, because she was in such a rush after getting up for an emergency meeting that she never had time to fix it. According to him, Ulala hides behind a goofy and dumb exterior to hide her anxieties. He does mention she has a strong resolve though. So far, we're getting who Ulala is from how people perceive her, which has been mostly positive. We can all see that the incident that happened to her as a child has affected her as an adult. She sometimes appears to be a bit immature and unprofessional, wearing her headphones all the time and wearing her uniform inside out. At the same time, she does her job and responds to emergency broadcasts on time. Both interviewed, her rival and her co-worker, respect her as a reporter. She seems to admire Jaguar, who was hinted at and later confirmed to be the person who saved her years ago, with the small gag being that she's the only one who hadn't connected the dots. Personality from the super big, funky project dialogue. This is from a conversational interview between Ulala and Pudding. It's casual and does an excellent job at showing Ulala's relationship with Pudding. It indicates that Ulala respects Pudding's other career as an idol, even praising her for having a single release. At one point, she does ask if Pudding has a boyfriend, also apparently she's doing so to steer the conversation away from Jaguar in her past. While she does a great job hiding it, you can tell the topic makes her uncomfortable. Then, when Pudding asks her to stop bringing up her past as an idol, she does change the subject immediately. It is nice that they both respect each other as reporters, even while working for rival companies. We can see from the conversation that Ulala admires other reporters too, such as 88 Man for his ability to broadcast about dangerous events calmly, which she finds impressive. This conversation shows that while Ulala is confident and a well-respected and known reporter, she isn't stuck up and it hasn't gone to her head. We all see that she can sway conversations to what she wants while respecting boundaries. It is apparent that whatever happened to her as a child was traumatic, but she's moved past it. However, I do like how it's not just gone. She knows how to process it, but that doesn't mean it's something she wants to remember. It even looks like she might have blocked those memories out. A journal entry written by Ulala, where she wrote about her day-to-day life as a reporter for a week. Sunday. In a meeting with new staff instead of her usual report team, she's worried she might be a victim of sexual harassment because they're all men. It's unfortunate that in the year 2499, there are still creeps in power in the Space Shuttle 5 universe. Also, that's fear she even has to have. Luckily, the staff treat her respectfully, and she'll thankful for that. I think the entry is important because Ulala is sexy and fun. That's part of her charm. She was even based around Barbarella, which is a movie based on an erotic novel. While I would argue Ulala leans more towards flirty than sexual, the wardrobe and panty shots do show that there's still a bit of that erotic aspect given to her in the design. It is seen that this entry does let the audience know that it doesn't excuse outright harassment, and is shown that she still wants to be treated with respect. Primarily impactful since this was written for a Japanese audience in the early 2000s. Japan is infamous for a sexist culture and such harassment that women go through. Media is influenced by the world around it and vice versa. I do respect that even if it's small, Ulala was used in some way to tackle this topic, likely at a point where it's still being largely ignored. Otherwise, back to what's happening in the universe. She was having a good time in the meeting and tried to keep a professional attitude, with her only immature moment, and it really wasn't all that bad, was that she grabbed her favorite brand of chocolate when she saw it and ate it in the meeting. Her final moments of the day were spent reporting on an event while holding the camera herself. The report only lasted about an hour, but she stayed at the event long after, partying until the morning. Monday. The party from last night caught up to her when she realized she still had to work. She tries to work around this by starting her show later, intent to sleep in and relax a bit. Unfortunately for her, an explosion believed to be caused by terrorists happened, and she's sent to investigate the source. It's revealed to have just been an accident from space mice chewing on some wires, which Ulala calls anticlimactic. It's also to be noted that she was still nervous sneaking into the scene in the first place. We can see about that immaturity and impetiness with Ulala here. She partied all night long into the morning, despite having to work the next day. Then, she tried to skip out on work, as best as possible, only being forced to still start early because of an emergency. Which, I mean, same girl. I sometimes skipped out on work when I was tired. Starting her show off late until she felt better? Brilliant. Her behavior during the investigation is funny too, but it makes sense. She was nervous about the whole thing, plus it would be dangerous. I understand why she would be disappointed that it was just mice. She had to be rushed to get up early with no time to rest for that. I don't think she was hoping for danger, but I can see why her immediate response wasn't relief either. Tuesday. Nothing exponential happened on Tuesday. She went to bed at midnight last night and then did report on a labor dispute. Shows that there are slow days on her job. She keeps the place she partied at a secret, which I can see why. The journal she's writing in is meant to be seen by the public. She likely wants her personal life to not be mixed in, nor would she want people harassing her. This does show she has common sense when it comes to how the public acts around prominent figures. Wednesday. She does not think that writing in a diary is sexy, and even considers having pudding help her write an entry. She also knows that she thought she saw a jaguar, but was not able to speak to him. I don't know what to say about this one. I mean, the pudding part showed that she does consider a good associate and is willing to ask her for help. Jaguars were expected, she's not obsessed, but she still has interest in him. As for writing a diary not being sexy, I can't process that. I think it might be implying that she thinks this is childish, or she thinks it's boring. I think it's just a strange way to describe it. I just want to know how one can sexually write. Thursday. I love this entry because it describes her most exciting day this week. An escape pod underwater malfunctioned and began losing oxygen. Her report team was there, so they witnessed the rescue efforts, and I think it's implied they were part of it. Ulala does not write anything about it, because in her mind, everyone's going to watch the broadcast anyways, and it would take a whole book to describe what happened. Be honest, Ulala, you didn't want to write any report journal. Love the confidence that people will watch your show though. Friday. It looks like she has a day off, and enjoys it with her leisure activities today, including reading. There's even a bit about how she likes old-fashioned books because of their weight and feel. Hey, little hobbies and interests like these makes for a well-rounded character. I don't think there's anything about Ulala that will say she's interested in old-fashioned stuff, but it doesn't feel out of place, especially considering the book she chose to read. The halftime show at the Kanagawa Sports Tournament, a book that would detail the history of performances that happened during the tournaments, which does coincide with her interest. We can also see some diligence here, as she also states that she uses her book to research and study as a reporter. Another thing that was shown in the entry is that she doesn't like to focus on negative events. When the report she was part of the previous day aired, she had turned it off because it made her feel uncomfortable. She even went to reading to keep herself in better spirits. This has already been hinted at in the interviews with Pudding and Noise, but Ulala can put on an amazing mask and hide her feelings about situations. That doesn't mean she still can't feel uncomfortable regarding specific topics and memories. It has me thinking that she didn't want to write about the rescue on Thursday because she didn't want to have to remember the potentially traumatic event. Then, she used the excuse that could be seen on a report show to avoid it entirely. Saturday. She's looking forward to being an MC for Ambrosia de Fibula for a music broadcast, where she'll be given the opportunity to show off her dance moves. She ends the entry by saying that she hopes the reader looks forward to seeing her show, and also likely have seen it before the work journal is released. Miscellaneous stuff related to Ulala, items descriptions, small tidbits, and interviews. She has an original style, but still keeps up with the latest trends. During the time Space Channel 5 was happening, the orange trend was something she was into. She has strong leg muscles from dancing and prefers wearing platform heels. She uses a microphone, which she has painted blue without asking to match the branding of the official Space Channel 5 newscasters. Apparently, they never gave her the official microphone. Enough said, fashion forward and ever so slightly a nonconformist. In an interview, she acts impatient, but is still nice. However, this is partially because she was given an impromptu interview while she was out having lunch. Either way, she handled it well, and while it is apparent she wants the interview to end soon, luckily the interviews do take the hint, she's never outright hostile and even tries to be as friendly as possible while also making her boundaries known. That's a pretty impressive balance, and I think it shows her professionalism. She might be more patient because she's likely had to do impromptu interviews herself, so she might know what it's like to be on the receiving end of an irate interviewee. It annoys her, but she also knows they're just doing their jobs. She still makes it apparent she isn't happy and wants the interview finished, but she still answers the questions. Wow, so much, and we're not even close to the proper game appearance. I won't go over every little detail, that will take forever, but I will summarize how she behaves in each game and do an overall analysis at the end. In Space Channel 5, she is just oozing confidence from the very start. She's professional and clear reporting, takes on aliens and challenges without hesitation.
Take her out!
Don't worry, I'll take you out.
Overall, she's ready to face problems and show pride when she overcomes them. In fact, she rarely shows any concern about the dangers she could potentially be in. She sometimes shows a bit of sass and has no problem fighting rival reporters to get to the story first. At the same time, she is willing to rescue them when things go wrong. Also, she bounces back pretty quickly.
Is that the the best you can do, Channel 5?
Oh no, Jaguar caught up with us.
If you want to escape, it's now or never.
I'm in. Are you?
Ha!
Once it's revealed the aliens were brainwashed, she immediately goes about rescuing them, even risking her life to do so.
Brainwashing signal?
It's a TV. Shoot at the TV.
Roger.
Get out quick, Ulala. Save the aliens too. Use the A-beam.
Okay.
When it's shown that the CEO of the broadcasting company she works for is a culprit, she still chooses to confront him.
Groove evening, viewers. Tonight I'll be giving you the real scoop behind this crazy alien invasion. The man in that chair appears to be behind this dance fiasco.
Is Blank really the mastermind?
Finally, she pumps up everyone herself in the final confrontation. I think she killed a man.
Now everyone, let's do it!
Keep the beat now.
Here we go!
I'll be back.
Ends the story by demanding everyone march to the end of the galaxy.
Let's march to the end of the galaxy.
Space Channel 5 Part 2. A bit of a change. She's still confident, but a bit more joyful. I'll also say she can be a bit indifferent at times. She's annoyed at fighting rival reporters,
Good evening, everybody. It's me, Pudding. Not again. Come on.
but is still excited if she beats them.
I quit. I beat Pudding.
That's it, girl.
There's a broader range of emotions, and the amount of times she sounds worried or scared is more often. In this game, she seems to be more aware of the danger and acts appropriately.
We've reached the inside of the studio. It's just a real disaster. It's our president. A monster plant has got him. The president's trapped inside.
What are you gonna do now?
She actually shows distress when people are hurt or killed,
Ulala, the rest is up to you. The galaxy depends on your funky moves.
Fuse.
and even has brief moments of depression.
Let's get a charge going. Down, down, down.
Down, down, down.
The game shows she will do anything to get the scoop, which includes defying the police,
Don't disrupt the investigation.
All right, Ulala. Going in.
Roger. If you resist, the trump's your mom.
and espionage. That said, she still has a professional atmosphere in her reports.
Hello, Space Cats. On today's edition of Ulala's Report Show, we bring you up-close coverage of an unidentified dance troupe which attacked this very spaceship.
Ulala, be on your guard.
Roger. Huh? A curious man just ahead.
In the final battle, she takes a hit, and I think she dies. Comes back to life, and leads everyone in the confrontation.
Let's shoot!
Dance yourselves to hell, see if I care!
Ready to fire!
In the end, she sounds happy and refers to the other reporters, and seemingly everyone she's rescued, as her friends. Invites them all to dance to the end of the galaxy.
I'm Ulala, broadcasting along with all my friends here.
Space Channel 5!
Everybody off to the ends of the galaxy!
Space Channel 5 VR Kinda Funky Newsflash has her play the role of the mentor to the rookie character.
Space Cats, welcome to the galaxy's premier broadcast station, Space Channel 5. Intrepid space reporter Ulala here, and I'll be your instructor for today's orientation session. Now, what do you say we jump right in?
She's still as confident as ever, but has a fun, bubbly energy too.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Like before, she shows genuine concern and fear when appropriate. However, this time, she can sound confused and unsure during situations.
What's going on here? Dancing good.
She still takes things on, and once she gets her bearings, she's quickly back in the groove.
Dancing good.
When she's captured, she lets the rookie take over reporting,
The ship cannot take any more.
and when she's rescued, she immediately thinks everyone is ready to fight.
We are unbeatable, baby.
Gracious!
Thanks, everyone. That was a close call.
That's pretty much it. Overall, Ulala is a confident and professional reporter. She is willing to risk her life for the scoop and to rescue others. Where her confidence has dwindled, it doesn't seem to be because she's become weaker. Instead, she's aware of what can happen if things go wrong. At the end of Space Channel 5, she does show genuine concern when putting a Jaguar taken out, plus the big bad had almost killed her. There's also this aspect that she'll do anything to find the truth, even risking her career and life to bring it to light. There does seem to be a sense of justice to her. She's much more social and relaxed as the game progresses. She's exposing herself emotionally, even regarding her rival reporters as friends. Ulala has a bit of character growth, even if it is subtle, and that's the best you can do with a character like Ulala. We can see Ulala after her trauma has been dealt with, after she's already struggled and started her way into being a reporter. We've already have her past whatever arc she went through. That's why she works so well in the mentorship role in the most recent title. She's someone almost perfect you can look up to, and while the past games prove that doesn't mean you can't have her show emotions such as fear, I think it's also ridiculous to give her unneeded drama. I think this quote from Okumura sums up Ulala nicely. Ulala is a reporter looking for the truth, and now it's increasingly hard to tell what news is real or fake, but she's searching for that truth and doing it in an upbeat and happy way. I don't know how to end this video, but I can make a last minute statement. Space Channel 5 Duology Remaster, we need more Ulala. That's it for this special report. Stay tuned.